Welcome back to another episode of New York Giants Daily Fix. This week we're starting a new segment. We're gonna do our game picks for each week, starting week 8. I think it'll be fun. It'll just something we're just gonna mess around, have fun with. We're obviously Giants fans at heart, but we like the NFL. We love watching football, so we're just gonna give our overall opinions on what game outcomes will be coming up this Sunday and Monday night. How you feeling?
Oh, good man. I'm hoping for a good NFL Sunday. Honestly, obviously the Giants don't play at 1 o'clock, so I'm excited to see watch Red Zone all
Yeah,
the one. It's gonna be fun. So you want to get right into it?
yeah. Why not? Let's just get right into it.
All right. So we have the 9:30 a.m. Frankfurt matchup: Dolphins versus the Chiefs.
Frankfurt, Germany. I have to get
Oh,
up at 9:30 tomorrow.
yeah, I know, but listen, it's gonna be worth it. That's a fun game. That might be a high scoring one, but I don't know why I can see it being like a 20 like a 28-20 game, something like
Yeah.
that.
Teams have
Uh,
to travel all the way to Germany. So,
yeah, that's gonna mess them up. So I can also see it
yeah.
being a pretty low scoring game, but you never know. So who do you have for this one, man?
I think I have the Chiefs.
I think I do as well.
I
Yeah,
think we both have the Chiefs. I think Patrick. I just have too much faith in Patrick Mahomes. He's just a generational talent. So,
he's the best quarterback in the league. And I said
yeah,
this a couple weeks ago. I think that the gap between Mahomes and like the second best QB in the league, whoever that may be, is bigger than I think the gap between the second best QB and like the seventh best QB.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Like that's how good he is.
Also, something about like the Dolphins. Like, I don't want to discredit what they've done this season because it's kind of amazing. But if you look at it, they really haven't played top teams. Like
No, they
this is,
I know they don't have a win against a team that has a positive record. However, they are getting Ramsey back this week. I'm taking the Chiefs over them just because of they're the Chiefs and they have Mahomes. But honestly, the Dolphins, I think they're a good squad.
I think they're good too. They're good too.
I like Tyreek. I think Tyreek gets in the end zone, but I hope my boy Kelsey does as well. Um, let's see it 9:30 a.m. Let's go.
Yeah,
Wake up
I'm excited.
Sunday morning.
Some breakfast and
Uh,
football.
Vikings Falcons game of the backup quarterbacks this week. Who are the Vikings starting?
Jaron Hall. Jaron Hall,
So
rookie out of BYU.
did they draft him or was he undrafted?
I'm not too sure. I really don't know, but he might be undrafted because that's a name I'm not too familiar with.
Versus Taylor Heineke, who I think is a pretty good quarterback. I don't know, man. How you feeling about that game? That's
I'm
like
I'm going Falcons. I think
Falcons too. I'm going Falcons 100% because I think Heineke gets the dub in a backup matchup.
and it's like for some reasons the Falcons are winning games where like they kind of shouldn't be, and like now that they like kind of like should be winning this game, I do think they're gonna get it done. I like Bijan Robinson a lot. He's one of my favorite running backs in the league. They have weapons. I love Drake London too. Hopefully Heineke
Hopefully
won't
they
be
use
afraid
them.
to, yeah. Hopefully Taylor Heineke will air it out, give some Kyle Pitts targets his way. So I have just more faith in this Falcons team with Taylor Heineke than Vikings with Jaron Hall.
Honestly, I'd argue that I have more faith in this Falcons team with Heineke than I do with Desmond Ritter. So this
Yeah.
might not be a bad thing for the Falcons team, to be honest. And the Vikings also did lose Justin Jefferson and obviously Kirk Cousins for the year, but Justin Jefferson is on IR for I don't know how
Should be
long.
back in a couple weeks. Wait, before we go to the next one, damn, I had a question about the Vikings.
They have Daniel.
Um,
So there's that. I mean, he'll probably get a sack this week. But the Falcons do have a good offensive line. I know that.
oh, damn, I forgot what I was going to talk about. So never mind, we can keep going.
All right, so we have the Cardinals Browns. I know the Cardinals are starting Clayton Tune this week.
Jeez.
Yeah,
It's a rough week for quarterbacks, man.
it's a rough week for the Cardinals because I think next week they're going to get Kyler back. But they have to suck this one out, even though they're terrible already.
At least Deshaun Watson looks hopeful for this game.
Yeah, but he's not doing that great either this year.
Yeah, but I'd rather start him over PJ Walker or Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, listen, their defense is ridiculous. So if
Yeah,
they're going against a Clayton Tune caliber quarterback, they should put the pressure on him. And Miles Garrett should probably get a sack this week.
yeah,
Uh,
if
uh,
not two.
yeah, I'm definitely I'm going Browns this week for
I'm
them.
going Browns, but you know what? The Cardinals are like a team that plays hard week in and week out. Josh Gannon has those guys playing well. Honestly, they people were going into this year thinking that we're gonna have Cardinals might go away with 2 or 3 wins on the season, but honestly, they looked pretty good.
They do. They do. I mean, honestly, they played us tough. So
Yeah,
there's that. And I look, but they're playing the Brown. The Browns have a historic defense this year almost. I think they're allowing like 500 less yards in the second best defense in the league than the second lowest defense in the league. So
yeah. I wonder what the spread is on that game. Let me look real quick.
check that out.
Because honestly, if the Cardinals are like plus, I don't know, like a 7.5, I might take it.
Might not be a bad play. Might cover. Because honestly,
Damn.
The Browns aren't going to score a lot either. Keep that in mind.
Damn. Arizona's plus 12.5. That's crazy.
Damn.
Big
Yeah,
spread.
I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't think the Browns are going to score a lot of points.
I don't either, especially I don't have faith in Deshaun
I see
Watson.
like a Jerome Ford TD maybe.
Jerome
Um,
Ford, I could see, yeah, definitely. Jerome Ford.
he's a beast. Or maybe a Kareem Hunt. He sneaks in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe a sneaky Njoku if Deshaun's
yeah,
back. I
like
don't know.
yeah, there's no like they have Amari Cooper, but I can't say he's guaranteed a touchdown this week. So
Yeah.
that's what it is. Rams Packers.
I have Packers.
I I have the Packers as well.
I think. I think I have Packers. Who are
I'm going.
the Rams starting at quarterback this week?
That was a concern, and I know Puka Nakua is questionable, so that's definitely just something to monitor. He'll probably play, but I don't
Yeah,
know. The
I think
Packers
Puka will play. I
really,
know Matt Stafford was almost like a game time decision this week, but I'm pretty sure he's ruled out tonight. Brett Ripken,
Ripien.
Ripien, something like that.
Um, yeah. So I mean, if he's playing, I'm taking the Packers. But even if Stafford play, I think it's a close game regardless. Whoever the quarterbacks are, I got the Packers in a close one.
Yeah, I like Jordan Love probably more than most people. I know he started off the season pretty hot, hasn't looked great past couple of weeks, but the Packers offense can be explosive at times, and I think the Rams defense has not looked great this year. Um, I like Puka a lot. I think I could see. I don't know if I see any Rams receivers getting in the end zone this week, but I do like their offense when Matt Stafford's healthy.
I can see a Cup getting in the end zone this week. He had a rough couple of weeks. Maybe see a Cup getting in the end zone this week.
Yeah, maybe this backup quarterback would just hit the first read.
I mean, listen, you have Cooper Cup on your team. Just, I mean, it's not really that hard.
He's always open. 7-Eleven.
Not much to talk about for that game. But we have the Commanders Patriots. Uh, that's going to be. I think the Commanders match up pretty well against the Patriots. I think they're gonna play them pretty tough.
Yeah, I don't know what to think. The Commanders just got rid of like their defensive line, so
That's something I honestly didn't even consider when making my pick. Uh, that's something I should have considered though, because that has massive implications on the game. Uh, but I don't think it weighs heavy into my decision because I think I still go Commanders in this one.
yeah, I think I have the Commanders as well. Do we have the same? Yeah, we have the same picks so far.
Yeah, I
But
know. Like I
but
don't know.
the Commanders, they're like the definition of mid, I think.
Yeah, they are, but I kind of like Sam Howell. He didn't play well against us, but he played well last week. Uh,
And the Patriots, I just have no faith in Mac Jones whatsoever.
I don't
So
either, and that's what I'm saying. If it comes down to like a field goal or a TD, I have more faith in Sam Howell marching on the field and getting you a field goal or TD.
yeah,
Also,
I'm gonna be rooting for the Patriots, but um,
um,
I think the Commanders will win.
definitely not room for the Commanders, but we'll see. Uh, Bears Saints. Justin Fields back or no?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Is
Tyson Bagent,
Badgett,
D2
D2
Shepherd
quarterback?
quarterback.
He
Our boy played against him last year, or his school played against him last year. Um, I don't know what to honestly like. He's a pretty solid quarterback, but they haven't really asked him to do much this so far.
I I
But
mean, I wouldn't go to say he's solid. I think he had a
I mean,
first
given the
good,
listen, he's
yeah,
not a solid quarterback. Okay, but on a terrible team, you got them a win. So I
yeah,
mean, take that how you will.
yeah. I think I don't know. I don't like the moves the Bears are making, honestly. They just
Yeah,
paid
I don't like Ryan Poles or GM. I
Poles.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I
Like
don't like.
they just gave that contract to Montez Sweat. Was
He's
like
a good player. He's
yeah,
a
he's
good
a good
player.
player, but man, he's
However,
getting paid Myles Garrett money. Like
this is what this was going to lead me to. Sweat's a great player. He's a good player, but when it comes to how they worked that situation, they traded the second and fifth rounder without a contract on the table. So now you're really in a situation where this guy's going to be a free agent in the offseason. It's either you sign him now, he's going to walk. So now he has all the leverage. So I
yeah,
think they put themselves in a terrible situation in terms of leverage. They might have had to pay him a little more than they would have liked to, but that's just the situation they put themselves in. And the Bears aren't really a team that's competing. So I'm not the move doesn't really make sense
doesn't make
overall.
sense. The same like
It's a good team, so I don't see the move. Like I don't see the sense behind the move at all.
I know they have a lot of cap space, and I guess this is a move for the future more than just this year. But like they did the similar thing with Chase Claypool last year, gave up the 32nd pick in the draft for
Just malpractice by the GM.
yeah,
I don't understand. It's just
gave Terrell Edmonds a good player, gave him a bag. Um, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Bears or Ryan Poles, at least this year.
but
So the Saints have been playing pretty solid recently.
I'm taking the Saints because they have the weapons. They have a solid defense. I would say they have the weapons at least to win this game, and they just have a better staff overall.
Yeah,
Better,
like the Saints are always competitive. I
yeah,
like
and they have Carr, so I mean, at least they'll do something.
yeah,
Maybe
I like their weapons too with Alvin Kamara. He's been looking really good. They have Michael Thomas, Rashid Shaheed's kind of been going off
we
recently,
get
and then on
Olave
top
in
of
the end
that, you
zone
got
this week.
Olave. Yeah,
Please get Olave in the end zone this week. I have him
I
in my
hope.
team. I
I
need
have
him.
him in one of my fantasy teams too,
Come
man.
on, man.
I love Chris Olave. I think he's so talented, honestly.
I love
He's
him.
yeah,
So we're both Saints this week.
yeah. We're both Saints.
I mean, that's a pretty easy pick. Like the Bears are just, I don't know. I just a lot of questionable moves in their past in their recent history. Uh, that head coach is going to be fired after this year, and the GM will probably be following him soon if he doesn't figure it out. Seahawks at
So wait, are all these games at 1 o'clock so far?
yes.
So we got the Dolphins at 9:30. So one.
Yes, I want to say the last 1 p.m. game is the Bucs Texans. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So
So
Seahawks Ravens.
I got the Ravens this week.
I think I wrote Seahawks. I'm
You got
pretty
the
sure I put the Seahawks down. Yep, this is where we differ. The first one. I'm not a big fan of Lamar Jackson in this Ravens offense. I know Gus Edwards, my bad. Is it Gus Edwards? Yeah.
It
Gus
is.
Edwards has been balling out.
Yeah.
They have a good rushing attack, but Seahawks just got Leo.
That is true. That
Seahawks
is
just got
very
Leonard
true.
Williams.
Very true. However, hear me out. The Ravens, when we played the Jets last week, what did the Jets have? The Jets had two top 10 rated inside linebackers. What do the Ravens have? Two top 10 rated inside linebackers in Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. So their defense is ridiculous. And when I said the Browns were 500 yards ahead of the second lowest defense in yards allowed, that second lowest defense was the Ravens at the last time I checked. So their defense is ridiculous. Their offense, you may not like Lamar, but you have to respect his legs. I think Lamar's a pretty good QB. Honestly, he's pretty solid. Like
I
this,
think he's solid.
I
I
just
don't think
want him.
he's
I
played up
wish he
to
could
his
pass the ball
MVP
more.
level.
Yeah, I need him to get back to that level, but he's definitely obviously we've seen him do it before. He's more than capable. He has the weapons now, so I want to see him feed these guys more. Hopefully, this week is the week we see Zay Flowers getting the TD in
Yeah,
that.
I honestly the reason I picked the Seahawks is because I think the Seahawks the difference between the Seahawks offense and the Ravens defense, I think that gap is probably just bigger than the difference between the Seahawks defense and the Ravens offense, if you know what I mean.
But hear me out though. Do you think that the Seahawks offense will be able to maneuver on the Ravens defense as much? Because
I
the
honestly do. I like the Seahawks offense a
who do you
lot.
like in the matchups there?
I like Tyler Lockett a lot. Jackson Smith and Jiggs has been getting more and more involved in this offense. I think Kenneth Walker will have a good game. Well, not good in the sense, but I think he will run efficiently, and then him with maybe throwing some Zach Charbonnet in there.
I just don't. I really don't see it. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. I really see the Ravens winning this week in a. I want to say it's a close game, but I just think the Ravens defense is so overpowered that they're gonna just shock the Seahawks because the Seahawks are just they're limited in certain aspects. If a running back goes down, they're limited, and their running backs have a history of going down. That's not to say that that's gonna happen. However, they're only injury away of their fucking offense. Excuse my language, for their complete offense switching up. So
this game is at Baltimore. Could be a tough place to play. The Baltimore Ravens are -6 favorites. I don't know. I just something about the Seahawks intrigues me this year.
listen, don't get me wrong. There's an avenue they win this game. Absolutely. Because the Seahawks, they have DK. He's a baller at the end of the day.
How's the Ravens secondary?
I'm pretty sure it's solid. I know they have Marlon Humphrey. I'm not sure if he's been playing. They have what's his name? They just drafted him last year, the safety out of Notre Dame, Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
Marcus Williams, another safety they got. I don't know who the corner is opposite of Marlon Humphrey.
Because that's a lot of weapons on Seattle's offense that they have to match up against.
Okay, so they're rolling out. Says Brandon Steve. All right, so there is a weakness, obviously, clearly in the Ravens defense. Looking at their depth chart, if Brandon Stevens plays left outside corner, that's obviously going to be a look to deploy. But I don't know, man. I really like the Ravens this week. I like Lamar. I like Lamar getting the end zone, and for my fantasy sake, I want to see Gus Edwards see the end zone as well.
Jeez, something. Wait 1 second. My bad. You're good.
You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see at least I want to see a Lamar TD and I want to see a Gus Edwards TD. But however,
I think Mark Andrews gets in.
I was just gonna say that's you read my mind so well. So that's exactly what I was about to say. I haven't even mentioned Mark Andrews yet. So that's another factor that listen, the Seahawks have Bobby Wagner, but the Ravens have weapons. They just haven't really used them yet, I feel like. It's gonna be tough to guard. It's gonna be a good game. I know that. Regardless of the outcome. But you got the Ravens, I got the Seahawks. I mean, I got the Ravens, you got the Seahawks. We may have to do a bet outside of this, but we'll see.
We could do one.
For sure.
Maybe we'll do one on a different game we differ. Because I do like the Seahawks, but I'm not 100% confident in them.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. Bucs Texans?
I don't know. I like the Texans in this game.
But I like the Bucs in this game.
There's something about CJ Stroud that gets me going.
He's a dog. He's honestly, I know the Panthers will probably be fine with Bryce Young in the long run, but man, they're probably like scratching their heads like we really might have messed up and really should have drafted CJ Stroud instead of
I don't know if Tank Dell's playing this week, but I know the Texans are struggling on the O-line.
They've had some injuries. They've had a lot of injuries this year.
I know what's his name? Why can't I think of their running back right now? Dameon Pierce.
Dameon Pierce is out this week.
He's out. Devin Singletary will step in his spot. But
that's another factor that led me to the Bucs because I think that CJ Stroud's obviously good. I'm gonna go with the vets in this matchup. Baker's playing, right?
Yeah.
Come on, boy Baker.
I like what Baker has done this year.
Baker's really I want to say he's revived himself in a way. He's really prolonged his career, at least as a backup in this league.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely has that.
He has
He
the
has,
weapons around him too. I think Rashad
Mike
White
Evans.
is a good running back. I don't like the Bucs O-line is too good, but Rashad White I think is a stud.
Um,
Mike Evans obviously 1,000 yards every year, it's guaranteed. But
Tristan it's
Tristan Wirfs,
moved from right tackle to left tackle this year.
no
Probably
way.
5 left tackle this year or something like
I didn't know that.
that. Yeah, pretty
How's he
crazy.
looked?
Really well, really good,
Yeah,
really
because
good.
I know coming out the draft, people were comparing Andrew Thomas to Wirfs, and Andrew Thomas is more valuable because he's a left tackle. But if Wirfs,
Wirfs is left tackle now though.
if he
So
is,
yeah,
well,
no. Listen, Wirfs is a great player and he has that versatility to him. Uh, I'm not. I won't say that Andrew Thomas can't go to the right side and play right tackle
why would
because
he ever go?
he has done it at Georgia, but exactly like he doesn't have a reason to. If our quarterback was a left-handed quarterback and his blind side was the
Yeah,
right,
that's the only
go to
reason
the
why.
right side. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
that's the only reason. We don't really need to move him around like that. And the Bucs didn't need to until they got a right-handed quarterback. And they got until I don't know, until they wanted to
someone got hurt.
yeah, I don't know what it was. No, they had Donovan Smith or something like that at left tackle, and then I think he left, and I believe he's either on the Chiefs, maybe,
I don't know.
whatever. Um,
I like the Texans. Let me look at the spread for this game.
yeah, check that out.
So they have Houston -3. Damn. So Vegas doesn't even like the Bucs. They're both 3-4. I think it'll be a good game.
I might take the Bucs. I might
Can't
take the
switch it now.
no, I might take the Bucs in LA. That might be pretty cool.
Yeah. It's at
Maybe not.
Houston. I don't know. I
I
like the
haven't
Bucs.
really been doing it
I
this.
honestly surprised because I didn't look at any of the spreads before this, before I made
Yeah,
my
I'm
picks,
actually
and
surprised the Texans are favored.
yeah, I am too.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's good. Listen, I think the Texans have a ridiculously bright future. D'Amico Ryans is doing an incredible job. C.J. Stroud has looked incredible thus far. Uh, they're just coming together, and I think they have their. I want to say their corner, obviously their cornerstone on offense with C.J. Stroud. They got their quarterback. They got their edge rusher and Will Anderson this year in the draft. They have their head coach this year.
They
Um,
don't. They gave away their first pick next year, right? Their first round pick.
uh, yes, I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so.
It's kind of
They
crazy to do that,
doing
but
so they got their cornerstone on defense this year. So it was like, listen, it was kind of it's worth it. It's ultimately worth it. Because I don't think there's an edge rusher that's up to Will Anderson's level in this draft. Although there are some good edge rushers.
Jared Verse,
He's good, but he's not Will Anderson. And there's
mm,
the edge rusher.
Albany,
He's pretty good.
Albany
Former
classmate of ours. Yep.
um, but
Okay, so let's get into this next game.
Colts Panthers.
Um, I'm not a big fan of Bryce Young so far. I haven't seen too much out of him. This
Haven't helped him
Panthers,
out either, but
no, I mean, yeah, this Panthers offense is horrible. They don't have any bright spots really.
feeling.
Thielen, but he's like, I mean, like for the future, he's 34 years old, 35 years old.
No,
Thielen's
there's no future there, and it sucks that
no,
like he could have been valuable on a good team because obviously you see that he still has production left in him.
yeah,
Uh,
he definitely does, which I'm surprised. I mean, I understand why the Vikings didn't sign him back, but like he could have went to a contender for
I'm
sure.
surprised he go to like the Chiefs or something like that. That would
Yeah,
have been perfect. But
yeah, Thielen is balling out. I have him in fantasy.
uh, he's a dog.
Yeah,
I don't. The Panthers aren't good. Frank
they're
Reich,
not.
I respect his resume. I respect his tenure. And listen, I think he won the Super Bowl as an OC for the Eagles. Respect all he's done, but I just don't think that he's a head coach. Obviously, with his stint, literally, he was a head coach of the Colts. We saw what he was with the Colts. The Colts had a better roster, I would say, um, and he didn't do well with them overall.
Yeah,
So, and they fired him a couple years into his contract, I believe. So,
I like the Colts offense, and I wish Anthony Richardson was playing because I think Anthony Richardson's a stud.
he is. He
Um,
is. He just. I just hope that the injuries aren't a consistent theme throughout his career because I feel like he's gotten injured in every single game he's played, and
oh
then
yeah, he goes down
well,
with a concussion every other game.
yeah, it was like ridiculous. But
But I mean, I like Josh Downs. I think me and you were hype on Josh Downs
yeah,
before the
we
draft.
wanted Josh Downs before. I know we wanted Josh Downs when we were picking for Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah,
I wanted him at least. But then we got Jalen Hyatt, which I was fine with, but I definitely wanted Josh Downs.
Michael Pittman Jr. is a good
He's
wide
pretty
receiver
good.
one.
They
Pretty
have Zach
consistent.
Moss,
Yeah,
second
Zach Moss has been
from the
balling
league
this year.
out of nowhere, and then they
No,
traded Taylor for no reason.
yeah,
Um, but they also have Jonathan Taylor.
yeah.
Uh,
I like this Colts team. I think they have a good future ahead of them.
they have like somewhat of a good nucleus. You know what I mean? Like they have. I'm pretty sure the leading tackler in the NFL right now is on the Colts, Zaire Franklin.
It's just the way they played the defense. Bobby Okereke was the leading tackler last year too.
I haven't heard much of Shaq Leonard. I think his
Their
roles.
defense is getting older. That's the
Yeah,
only thing. If
yeah,
they were like 5 years younger, like the guys on their studs on defense, like this team would have a great Super Bowl window probably coming up pretty soon.
yeah, man. It's just bad structure, bad roster management overall. Um,
But we both do like the Colts this week.
and like honestly, hear me out though. The Colts got screwed because the Colts did have a franchise quarterback that retired prematurely due to injuries
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
they did get screwed.
But Andrew Luck was that dude when he played, man. He was that dude. So that's unfortunate because
Yeah,
he literally retired when the line was starting to get healthy. But it's another
that
topic.
we have Indianapolis is -2.5 this week, and I would take that.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a that's a
I
good,
think they win by at least 3.
yeah, that's a good spread. I don't know. But I think hold on, let me see if this is still true.
I trust Gardner Minshew. I
Let me
really
see if
do.
this is still true because this is actually pretty interesting to me.
Gardner Minshew
No,
has.
the
Okay, you
Colts
go.
haven't scored under 20 points this year.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is
And
insane.
yeah, I think Gardner Minshew is a slinger. Like
Good. He's a great backup.
he's a
Great
great backup.
backup.
Probably one of the, if not the best backup.
He may be a low level starter, but he's a solid backup.
Yeah, and the Colts knew what they were doing by signing him. Honestly, getting a rookie quarterback, have a little QB battle.
Little
Um,
vet leadership in the room never
yeah,
hurts. Never ever hurts. Um,
I could
that's
see it. I could see his career playing out like a Ryan Fitzpatrick. Honestly, they're very similar in how they play, and I feel like Minshew's going to end up a journeyman quarterback for
I can
years and
definitely
years
see
to
that
come.
too. Mitch is a good dude, man. Just off the field, I've seen things about him. He seems like a really good guy.
Yeah,
Um, I think he leads them to a win this week. This tomorrow.
yeah.
Uh, this, in my opinion, is next game. Ah, actually, yeah. To me,
Game of
this
the
is
week.
the week. Yep.
Game of the week.
Again. Again.
We read each other's minds, I
Come
swear.
on,
This
man.
game's gonna be amazing. I can't wait for this.
Wait.
This is
Listen.
at is this at 4? This is at 4:25.
This is I think the Colts Panthers is a 405 and this is the 425. Uh Cowboys Eagles, man. Listen, the NFC East showdown. Obviously, we're Giants fans. We're not a fan of either of them.
Oh,
We're
I hope they tie.
I'm a fan of good football, and I think this is what we're gonna see in this matchup.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great game. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is
Um
gonna be interesting. This is definitely gonna be fun to
I
watch.
hope this game ends up at a 0-0 score.
That'd be cool.
And
That'd be
they
hilarious.
get a
Not gonna
tie.
happen, but
It won't happen, no. I think I like the Cowboys, man. The Cowboys have 1 or 2 games a year.
ah,
Cowboys have 1 or 2 games a year. Hear me out. Where after the week, like they win a game, win a huge game. It's all over the news. They're like, "Oh, Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders this year. This is like the year."
mhm.
And granted, I don't know if the Cowboys are gonna if it's their year or not. They are a really good team, but I just have a feeling that they're gonna squeak out a pretty good win, and it's gonna be all over the news. And then the Cowboys' downfall will happen towards the playoffs.
Now I respect that because that is true. But I'm going to go in the opposite direction. I'm going to go Eagles. And the reason I have the Eagles this week, I mean, they haven't. I feel like the Eagles have been good. Obviously, the record's shown they're a good team, but we haven't seen that dominance that we saw last year out of the Eagles that we know that they have in them. You know what I mean? Like they're a very well structured team. Obviously, they have a really good GM in Howie Roseman, but I don't know, man. I think they're due for like a dominant game as well. Uh, and I think this might be the game, an NFC, an in division game. Uh, Jalen Hurts. Can you feed Devontae Smith like this? Hear me out. Devontae Smith has been he's probably my favorite player out of Alabama. So I understand he's an Eagle.
Not even Neil.
Before he was an Eagle, he was my favorite player out of Alabama. So there's that.
I wanted him I wanted him as a
I
Giant
wanted him
coming
out
out
of
of the
the
draft.
draft. I wanted him to be a Giant. So Hurts, you got to feed him.
And then these two teams screwed us over.
Of course they did. But
these two exact teams.
But it's not their job to help us out. If we see it that we want, we have to move up and get them. So ultimately, that's on the GM. If you see a guy you want, you're like, wow, how's he still there? You move up and get him. You don't wait for your guy to fall in your lap. But
the Eagles are -3 this week.
I'm taking the Eagles all day.
At Eagles. I think, damn, it's in Philly, so
that's what I'm saying. It's a home game
tough.
for Philly.
Yeah,
that's a tough game for Dallas, and Dallas is capable of winning because they have a more than capable defense. They have CeeDee Lamb, they have Tony Pollard.
Jake Ferguson's looked decent. They have Brandon Cooks.
They have Brandon Cooks. Yeah. They have Michael Gallup. So they have weapons, and obviously their defense is ridiculous. They have Micah Parsons. So they can win this game, and this is an NFC East matchup. So I'm expecting this to be a very close game. I like that spread. You said it was -3 for the Eagles. Yeah, I definitely like that. I think I can see that. That's a very good spread.
You know what? I wouldn't bet. Just me personally, I'm not going to bet on the Cowboys money line. Yeah, I'm staying away from this game, but I do want the Cowboys. I don't want the Cowboys one. I do think the Cowboys will squeak out a good one. I mean, there's no disrespect to the Eagles. I still think the Eagles are Super Bowl contenders without a doubt. But I just have a feeling about them boys this week.
Nah, man. Listen, stop talking about them like they're good, man. Stop. Just stop, man. Get out of here with that dumb stuff, man. Nah, I think the Eagles walk out of there with a win. It's a close game. They're in Philly. That's such a tough place to play. Very tough place to play. I don't know. Cowboys are coming off a very dominant win. So it's just a matter of how they respond to that win against the Rams, I believe, right?
You know what? I think, it was the Rams. They killed them. But I think the Cowboys probably have a chip on their shoulder going into this game. All they hear about on the news is the Eagles and how great they are and how they're going to win the NFC East. I think they come out aggressive. They come out. It's going to be a really good game, and just got a feeling about the Cowboys.
I mean, listen, we'll see. I'm surprised it's not a Sunday night matchup. To be honest, it's a great matchup. I wish they flexed more games in season, but I also understand the fan part of it, where you're like telling fans that they can't come to the time that they've literally been preparing for months. So I get that, but it's just the unrealistic side of me wishes that you could just flex the games whenever. But yeah, that should be definitely a showdown at 425. No one's probably tuning into the other 425 matchup, which is the pathetic Giants and Raiders. Obviously, we're Giants fans. Obviously, we both have the Giants. We talked about it in another pod.
Yeah.
What do you think about like a quick little thoughts on the game?
I mean, if we both have the Giants, I mean, we're Giants fans. We could be biased. I try not to be, but I just don't see how this Raiders come away with a win. The only thing that does scare me, though, is the fact of the coaching change. That terrifies me.
The part of the whole entire situation. If it was McDaniels, I would circle this. This is a win automatically. This is a guaranteed win if this is Josh McDaniels. But the fact that it's not, that's the thing that's just keeping me on the edge of my seat, where I'm like, what's going to happen? How is this Raiders team going to show up and show out? Are they going to show up? They do have weapons. They have the capabilities of being a good team. They just obviously had incapabilities at the head coaching position. I really hope they don't show up how teams recently have showed up when their head coach got fired.
Yeah. When was the last time this happened? Was this with the Colts with Jeff Saturday? That might have been the last time.
Yes, I want to say that was the last time.
And that was the only win Jeff Saturday had, was his first game.
That was the first game. And then do you remember with the Raiders? It also happened with the Raiders a couple years ago. After Gruden got fired or resigned, whatever happened with that.
Whatever weird stuff that happened.
Yeah. And then the I forgot his last name. The special teams coordinator took over as interim, and I believe he won his first game.
Yeah.
So this is a game that the Giants are more than capable of winning. listen,
We're more than
realistically,
capable of losing too.
more than capable of losing as well. But we have to come up. We have to show out. This is a game that you have to win this game. Even in a
Yeah.
terrible season, like this is a game you have to win this game. There's no debate about it.
Yeah, if the Giants lose this game,
This is
I
I don't even know. We
I
should
don't even know either.
at the deadline if we lose this game.
Giants are plus
Never.
1.5. I would, if I was a betting man, I'd do Giants money line.
You
Let's get
never
into
know,
this
man.
next game.
Listen, Sunday Night Football, Bills Bengals. Oh, they hit us with a good one.
They hit
They
us
hit
with
us
a good
with a
one.
good one.
I like the Bills, but I like the Bengals more this week. I think the
Me too.
Bengals just have the Bills number, man. Every time they play each other, it's always a good game that comes down to the wire. But my bad. Joe Burrow somehow gets it done.
He's a dog. You're going Bengals this week.
I think I am, yeah.
I'm going Bengals with you because
Yeah.
I like Josh Allen. I think he might be a tad bit overrated. I
I
think
don't think he is.
Burrow. Hey, I think it might be Burrow. To be honest, but that's listen. We'll have that conversation off air because I get into debates about that one. That one gets me a little passionate. But he's still an amazing quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I'm not when I say that he's maybe just a tad bit overrated. That's not knocking him in any way. Um, However, I love Joe Burrow. Absolutely love Joe Burrow. Something about him, he just has that winner in him, and I understand he has the weapons around him. Uh, but we don't. I'm not trying to sit. I'm not going to sit here and knock anybody for the weapons that they have because that's capable management. Like that's how you should surround your quarterback. So
They have T. Higgins, future Giant.
uh, stop. Don't put that on the air. Don't put that on the air. You're not supposed to know about that yet, bro. We have the script.
Yeah, facts. You do have the script.
Um,
I don't know. I like the Bengals, and it's weird how their seasons always start. At least the
it's
past
so
couple
it
years.
starts terrible, and then they pick it up. Hopefully,
Yeah,
another team in New York does that. But listen, um, Jamar Chase,
he's a dog.
Lil Ja, let's get
He's
to the end
insane.
zone.
And they got Burrow's healthy now. Like I don't think the calf injury is really a question anymore. I think that's behind him.
You saw it was really limiting him early. You
Oh, it
did.
was, yeah, for sure.
You could clearly see that it was limiting
Yeah.
him. And
Um, I do like the Bills. So like
I think Diggs gets an end zone. Yeah, I
I
think
think Diggs does for sure. Josh Allen rushing touchdown might be a bet you could place
that's
too.
definitely like a good two. That's definitely a good two. I like that.
Yeah.
Definitely like that. I think this is gonna be this might be the shootout of the
I kind
weekend.
of hope it is.
I know
I would like
Dolphins
the Eagles Cowboys to be more like a defensive battle, low scoring, but I would love to see some points thrown up on the board with this Bills Bengals game.
right now we
Which
have three games that are potentially high scoring with the Dolphins Chiefs, Cowboys Eagles, and Bills Bengals.
yeah, thank God they separated them.
Yeah, like we really have them in different time slots. What were you saying before?
I was talking about the Bills. Was that?
You said what's your
Oh, I don't think the Bills like at their I don't think they'll meet their season goal of going far in the playoffs.
they won't.
They won't. Something about them just terrifies me. But they're a good regular season team. But Bengals
Very
have their number. Bengals have their number.
Bengals have their number. And let's just be real here. Like I'm not expecting them to perform well with this given circumstance, but they did lose Matt Milano. They did lose Tre'Davious White, and it may not impact them now, correct? However, ultimately down the line, you're going to rely on that leadership in the playoffs when times get really tough, when the stadiums
Yeah.
get really loud, when the situations become really important. You know what I mean? When things get put on the line, you're going to really need that veteran leadership, and the fact that they're not going to have those guys around is going to be really difficult. And
Yeah, the Bills just have bad luck with injuries too. They're
I'm not too sure. What do you think? Are their corners any? Their corners aren't too good either, right?
I don't think so.
I know
I
they
don't know
just traded for
secondary. I meant
Russell.
their safeties are pretty good, but
Pretty
with
good.
Johnson and Jordan Poyer, but secondary. I meant their cornerbacks are kind of lacking. I don't think they gave up a lot of yards to the Giants at least. Um, they got Von Miller coming back. Like hopefully he gets 100% of the snaps coming forward.
He got hurt
Or
again.
no. But I mean they've been introducing him pretty slow. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So
Yeah,
they'll probably
hopefully he gets back to 100% because
maybe
he's
this
an
is the
X
game.
factor.
Maybe this is the
Maybe.
game they're saving him for.
So let's just get it right. Let's get into our next game.
Monday night.
Monday night. I'm excited about this game. Chargers are one of my favorite teams to watch. I'm a huge Justin Herbert fan. I think he slings the. Oh, I can't say. He swings the pill,
He does,
but
man. But
I like the weapons.
should have been
I,
Giant.
who Herbert?
Yeah.
Who did we draft? We drafted Thomas over him.
No. My man Justin Herbert was a junior. Could have declared for
Oh
the.
yeah, and then he stayed in the year.
I'm staying my senior year. The Giants have the sixth overall pick. The Giants take Daniel Jones. Next year, Justin Herbert declares senior year. I guess he went back to improve his draft position and get his degree because I know he was big about getting his degree. Gets drafted. What overall?
Fifth,
Sixth overall.
sixth. Oh yeah, 205th.
Given that's another guy, maybe just tad bit overrated. But
I don't see it, dude. The circumstances he's
the
had to
dog.
deal with.
I don't know. I don't know.
I like Keenan Allen a lot. Eckler, I need him to have a huh?
Keenan Allen's so good at football.
Oh, I thought you said he was overrated at first. I was like,
No way. Yeah, I think he may be like the best route runner in the league. He is
he might
ridiculous.
be. He is
Him and
really
Devontae
good.
Adams Diggs. Um,
I also don't like the Jets at all. Coming off of last week, man.
that's
Now
what I'm
the
saying.
Jets will be able to put up some points versus the Chargers, but
Chargers defense is that weak.
I don't think they're too good.
I
I
can
don't
see
think
that.
so.
I also my theory is I think the Jets are riding their high horse right now. They got that win under 24 seconds, like all the circumstance of that win. I think they may just come out and choke this game.
You know what? The Chargers defense has actually looked pretty good. The last couple of games, they gave up 13 points, 17, 17.
I know that Khalil Mack
I
had
mean,
sacks in one game, so
yeah, Khalil Mack went crazy one game.
yeah.
I'm just a big fan of Chargers football, honestly.
I don't like their coach at all, but
Oh yeah, he's horrible. Brandon Staley.
terrible,
Yeah, some of his
terrible,
fourth down calls are just so questionable.
terrible.
But I'm excited for this Monday night game too because I really want the Chargers to beat down on the Jets. I hope the Jets have a horrible game. The spread is -3, and if
Chargers
I
are
was a
favored.
betting man again, I would put money on -3.
Chargers are favored, right?
Yep, yep, and no really significant injuries. Josh Palmer being out for Chargers might hurt. That means Quentin Johnson might have to actually play.
Yeah, he gets fed a lot. Can they incorporate maybe Quentin Johnson? Is he hurt or something? They drafted
No,
him
they just don't like
first
him.
overall or 20th overall. For what?
He had an amazing preseason. Like he had a good training camp. I heard all this news about him, and for some reason he just can't get on the field for one. And when he's on the field, he hasn't been producing.
That's a
Yes,
guy that I thought was overrated coming out of the draft.
yeah, that's someone I kind of liked, but you changed my mind on that. I was like, I got more into watching his film at TCU, and like he's a big guy.
He's a
He was
big
like
guy that doesn't use his frame.
no, and he was more known to be like a separator, but he can't separate at the NFL level right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
One thing when I was watching his college tape, one thing that I really wanted to see that I felt like I didn't see was his high point. Being a 6'4" receiver, I would really want to see you I want to see us be able to throw you the ball up and like I want to see you locate the ball in the air and really do something with it.
yeah,
But
do something like Mike Williams can do. I
I
feel
feel
like
like
this move was to get rid of Mike Williams maybe in the future.
if you watch Mike Williams college tape though, you can see his high point ball. Like
Yeah.
he can locate the ball in the air. Um, I feel like that's something that was lacking in his tape, and that's something that just kind of steered me away from him, even given his frame was impressive. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like him coming out the draft too, but speaking of those receivers, I love Deontay Banks a lot, and I don't think I would rather have
no,
Addison over Banks because I think Banks is a stud. I would rather have Banks. But
no,
man, Jordan Addison's good.
he's a dog. He has 7 touchdowns.
He's so good.
7 touchdowns already. When I found that out over the weekend, I was like, "What is going on right now? Where was I at when he scored these touchdowns? I feel like I was just like hiding under a rock or something."
Yeah.
Um,
He was my guy going into the draft. On draft night, I was like,
we
Jordan
like him a
Addison is
lot.
a giant. I love Jordan Addison, and
But I
if
think
there's
I'm
a way I could have him on this Giants team, man.
it
I
would have took,
know
and
Zay Flowers is also balling out. Who's the fourth one? Oh, I missed
it,
one.
so I
Oh,
think
Jackson Smith. Jackson Smith.
JSN, yeah, JSN.
Yeah, I do like Addison more out of all of those four.
Yeah, but I honestly coming out, I really did like JSN. I just didn't think that we were gonna have a chance at him.
Yeah.
Um,
So I was just going off track. That's just something I want to talk about because we're talking about Quinn Johnson.
you
Is there
have the
anything else
Chargers.
you want to talk about?
Hold on, you have the Chargers, right?
Oh yeah. Did we
Uh,
we didn't even do it.
I feel like we just talked about it. I feel like we should give our picks. Yeah, so we both got the Chargers now. Well, clearly, obviously, we're talking in favor of them. Um, but yeah, like honestly, week nine, it's like I feel like we have a good lineup of games. We have obviously the big three that I'm really looking forward to. Uh, even honestly, the Seahawks and Ravens game is that's a really good game.
Yeah. I'll be watching Red Zone
Me
from 1
too.
o'clock to 7.
Bucs and Texans.
There's a lot of good games. The NFL did a good week.
Yeah,
Did a good job with this NFL slate.
and it worked out well for the Vikings and Falcons with both backup quarterbacks. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of backup quarterbacks. You got Vikings, Falcons, you got Cardinals, Rams have one. Patriots should have one. That one sucks, but Bears backup.
Yeah, that's true. Colts
Colts
backup.
backup. Bryce Young is basically a backup at this
Colts
point. No, I'm
backup.
joking.
Technically.
Then Aiden O'Connell.
Damn, that's a lot.
I know it's a bad
Wait,
week for quarterbacks.
backup
Um,
week, come on.
yeah,
Backup
this
week is
backup
fun.
week. But you know who doesn't have a backup this week?
The New York
The
Football
New York
Giants.
Giants.
New York Football Giants,
We
baby.
got a
Let's go.
quarterback back.
Let's get this win.
I'm excited, man. I am excited. Um, I guess I will wrap up this video. It went a little longer, so I mean, we'll do this every week now. It's been a fun segment.
Absolutely. Keep tuning in. Keep
Yep,
showing love.
yep. This will be when do you want to release this?
We'll drop it right now.
We will. Okay. We'll see you guys next week.